అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. సర్వేభ్యో నమస్కారః. Namaskars to everybody. Today we are going to have another guest lecture from Dr. Haragopal Garu. I will introduce him, though he doesn't need any introduction. He has given the webinars many times, but I will briefly introduce him after paying our respects to our country by reciting Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. Let us request Kameswara Garu to recite Vande Mataram, please.
Namaskaram. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasyashyamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Subhratyotsna Pulakitayamini Pullakusumita Trumadalasobhini Subhasini Sumadhurabhashini Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములండి కామేశ్వరరావు గారు. Thank you so much. Now, going forward, let us request Lakshmi Prabhaji to chant Prarthana, please.
Namas Sarvebhyah. Let us close our eyes for Om chanting. Om. गणानां त्वा गणपतिहुं हवामहे कविं कवीनाम् उपमस्रवत्समं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवति धीनामभित्रयवतु। ॐ श्रीमहासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गतिः गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरो परमं शिशुरस्ति गुरो मतिरस्ति गुरौ मां पाहि गुरो। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
ధన్యవాదములండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ లక్ష్మీ ప్రభ గారు. Now going forward, let us briefly introduce our speaker today. Talluri Sitarama Haragopal garu. He is an engineer, a Bachelor of Engineering, Electrical. He's got vast industrial experience of 35 years. Participated in international conferences on Vedanta in University of Massachusetts, Boston, USA, and represented and presented 3 subjects there: Suddha Sadhakamu, Advaita Vedantam, Sanat Sujatiyam, Maharishi Sanat Sujata's Upadesham to Dhritarashtra on life philosophy, and Sitayanam, the life journey of Mata Sita Devi. Books written by him in Telugu and got published are many. Out of that, Valmiki Ramayanamu and Madhandra Sampurna Mahabharatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Adhyatma Ramayanam and Sri Chakra Nagara Varnanamu and Tirupaval. Like that, he has got many books he has written, and he is residing in Vijayawada, and he has a son, family in London, and daughter, family in USA. This is a very brief introduction of Sri Dr. Talluri Haragopal garu. So let us all request him to start the webinar and cover his topic, which is very interesting today. Haragopal garu, please.
నమస్కారం.
Namaskaram.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. At the outset, I thank Dr. Prabhakar garu, Dr. Babu garu, and other elders to have given me this opportunity to participate in the webinar again. I am very much thankful to the board of VSS to always give me opportunities like this. Today, I wanted to give the subject on universal love, that is Vishwa Prema. Now, I'll start on the subject. Mata cha Parvati Devi, Pita Devo Maheshwaraha, Pandhavas Sivabhaktascha, Swadeso Bhuvanatrayam. Mother is Goddess Parvati, father is Lord Maheshwara, relatives are devotees of Shiva, and the 3 worlds are my homeland. This is the verse of Adi Shankaracharya's Devi Stuti, Sri Annapurnashtakam. This highlights the concept of seeing the divine Shiva Shakti as family and finding comfort in the entire universe as home. It emphasizes the divine presence everywhere. Is there anything more than this in socialism? our Sanatana Dharma evolved on equality among all in the universe. The world was considered as one entity only. NASA astronaut Sunita Williams, after her retirement in January 2026, expressed that seeing the planet as a single, she felt that global cooperation is necessary. She said that looking at the Earth from space makes petty human arguments seem silly. Her father is from India and mother is from Slovenia. When she looked for her native places in India and Slovenia, she could not recognize them. She arrived at a broad realization of the Earth's unity. She concluded that Earth is not just rocks, but it is a moving entity with different seasons at different places, different colors of various oceans with algae blooms. She said, my space expedition has changed my perspective towards people. Looking down at the Earth, we could not see borders or people with different nationalities. It was then that realization dawned on us that all of us are a group of human beings and citizens of the universe. Sunita Williams wondered why the various nations fight with each other. Now, I will discuss on creation of the universe, how the universe is created. It was, if we analyze scientifically how the universe was created, the Big Bang theory explains that the cosmos expanded from an extremely hot, dense single point about 13.8 billion years ago and has been stretching and cooling ever since, leading to the formation of matter, stars, galaxies, and the vast universe we see today. This process was not an explosion in space. This process was not an explosion in space, but rather the rapid expansion of space itself, creating time, space, matter, and energy from a primordial state. The Big Bang theory was proposed in the year 1927 by George Lemaitre, later supported by Edwin Hubble through his galactic redshift theory, that galaxies are moving away from each other. Though the Big Bang theory was not proven like a mathematical theorem, it was widely supported by the theory of cosmic microwave background, that is CMB. Human evolution. Human evolution was explained that ape-like ancestors existed for millions of years in Africa. It was a lengthy process marked by key developments like walking upright, bipedalism around 4 million years ago, larger brains, tool use, and a language culminating in modern Homo sapiens, emerging around 3 lakhs years ago, with a complex branching family tree showing interbreeding with other hominins like Neanderthals. The same theory of evolution of creation and humans was also explained in Bhagavatam, that in his transcendental state of Mahavishnu, the cosmos was manifest from his Prakriti, that is energy, through stages like the Mahatattva, Ahankara, Tanmatras, that is subtle elements, with Lord Brahma emerging as the creator within that manifestation. All part of a recurring cycle of creation, preservation, and dissolution, emphasizing devotion or bhakti over material enjoyment. పరమపురుషుడు జగత్కారణమైన ప్రకృతి యందు తన వీర్యము పెట్టిన ఆ ప్రకృతి నుండి హిరణ్మయమైన మహత్తత్వం ఉదయించింది. భగవంతుని సంకల్పం వలన ఆ మహత్తత్వము వికారం చెంది అహంకారము ఉత్పత్తమైంది. అందునుండి సాత్విక రాజస తామసములను జీవితమైన రజోగుణములు ఏర్పడినాయి. మహదాది గుణములు కలిసి ఉండగా అండముగా జనించింది. ఆ అండము నుండి పరమాత్మ ఉద్భవించాడు. శ్రీకృష్ణుని ఉద్ధవ గీతలో, అంటే శ్రీకృష్ణుడు ఉద్ధవుడికి చెప్పినటువంటి గీతలో ఈ విధంగా రాసిందనమాట. ఆ పరమాత్మ నుండి బ్రహ్మ పుట్టాడు. ఆ జగత్తు నుండి బ్రహ్మ ఆ జగత్తునంతా సృష్టించాడు. దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ భాగవతం. పర్స్పెక్టివ్ మే చేంజ్ అంటే I explained scientific theory behind creation of the universe and I have given extract from the Bhagavata. So perspectives may change between our ancient thinking and scientific conclusion. But on the whole, it was agreed upon that this universe is a big entity and all the divisions are only a later development. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, in his book Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, by explaining the opulence of Lord Krishna, cited an incident thus. టీచింగ్స్ ఆఫ్ లార్డ్ చైతన్య స్వామి ప్రభుపాదరాజన్ గారు ఉన్నటువంటి పుస్తకంలో లార్డ్ కృష్ణ యొక్క మహత్తత్వం గురించి ఆయన ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తూ ఈ యూనివర్స్ ఎలా క్రియేట్ అయింది అని దానిలో రాశాడు. బ్రహ్మదేవ, ది లార్డ్ ఆఫ్ ది యూనివర్స్ కేమ్ టు సీ కృష్ణ ఎట్ ద్వారకా. When Brahma approached Krishna, the doorman informed that Brahma had arrived to see him. Krishna inquired as to which Brahma had come. The doorman returned to Brahma and asked, "Which Brahma are you?" Krishna has asked. Brahma was struck with wonder. Why did Krishna ask such a question? He informed the doorman, "Please tell him that Brahma, who is the father of 4 Kumaras and who has 4 heads, has come to see him." The doorman informed Krishna and then asked Brahma to come and say. Brahma offered his praise unto the lotus feet of Krishna, and after receiving with all the honor, Krishna inquired about the purpose of his visit. "I shall tell you of my purpose in coming here," Lord Brahma replied. "But first I have a doubt, which I ask you to kindly remove. Your doorman told me that you asked which Brahma has come to see you. May I inquire if there are other Brahmas besides me?" ఏ బ్రహ్మలను అడిగావుట, ఎంతమంది బ్రహ్మలు ఉన్నారు నీకు అని బ్రహ్మదేవుడు అడిగాడు కృష్ణుడు. Upon hearing this, Krishna smiled and at once called for many Brahmas from many universes. ఆయన ఒకసారి కళ్ళు మూసుకుంటే మొత్తం 100 మంది బ్రహ్మలు వచ్చేసారు. The 4-headed Brahma then saw many other Brahmas coming to see Krishna and to offer their respects. Some of them had 10 heads, some had 20, some had 100, some had 1,000,000 heads. Indeed, the 4-headed Brahma could not even count the Brahmas who are coming to offer their prayers to Krishna. Krishna then called many other demigods from various universes, and they all came to offer their respects to the Lord. Upon seeing this wonderful the forehead Brahma began to చిన్న దోమలాగా ఫీల్ అయ్యాడు అప్పుడు బ్రహ్మదేవుడు. Since so many demigods were offering unto the lotus feet of Krishna, Brahma concluded that the ultimate potency of Krishna could not be estimated. All the hellish demigods and the prayers of the demigods played a great role. Dear Lord, the demigod said, "It is your great mercy that you have called us to see you. Is there any order? If so, we will carry it at once." "There is nothing especially required of you," Lord Krishna replied. "I only wanted to see you together at one time. I offer my blessings to you all. Don't fear the demons." They replied, "By your mercy, everything is all right, Krishna. There are no disturbances at present, for by your incarnation, everything in our presence vanquished." As each of the Brahma saw Krishna, each thought he was only within the universe. Krishna wished all the Brahmas farewell, and after offering respect to them, they returned to their respective universes. Upon seeing this, the forehead of Brahma at once fell at the feet of Krishna and said, "What I thought about you was all nonsensical. Everyone may say that they know you in perfection, but I can't begin to conceive you. Great you are. You are beyond my conception and understanding. This particular universe is only 4,000 million miles abroad." Krishna then informed him. Krishna చెప్పాడు, ఈ మొత్తం యూనివర్స్ అంతా కలిపి 4,000 million miles. But there are many millions and billions of universes which are far greater than this one. Some of these are many trillions of miles abroad. And all these universes require strong Brahmas. Krishna further informed Brahma, "This material creation is only a quarter manifestation of my creative potency. 3/4 of my creative potency is in the spiritual kingdom." After offering praise, the four-headed Brahma parted from Krishna. In Yoga Vasishtha also, Utpatti Prakarana, it was quoted like this: "Maharambha Gurinyeva Brahmanda Kanihi Tulayadhana Kamrat Mapi Tani Bhavantino." Maharambha Gurinyevamapi Brahmanda Kanihi తులయాధాన కామాత్రమపి తాని భవంతిను. ఈ బ్రహ్మాండము గొప్ప గొప్ప దీప సముద్ర భువనాదులతో కూడి మహాపరిమాణము కలిగి ఉన్న పరమాత్మను త్రాసుచే తూచి సూచించు మర్రి విత్తనములంతా కూడా ఉండవు. వశిష్ఠ మహర్షి శ్రీరామచంద్రుడికి చెప్పినట్టు యోగ వాసిష్టంలో ఇలా ఉంది. దో ది బ్రహ్మాండ మీన్స్ యూనివర్స్ ఈజ్ ఫుల్ ఆఫ్ మహాసీస్, islands and countries, compared to the Chaitanya Paramatma, it is less than the seed of banyan tree. Sunita Williams also opined the same, that there are millions of stars and it is difficult to think that life does not exist in any one of them. ఆవిడ అన్నదండి అంటే ఈ యూనివర్స్ ఆ మహాగోళాల్లో ఆ మిలియన్స్ ఆఫ్ స్టార్స్ లో లైఫ్ ఎక్కడో లైఫ్ లేదు అని మాత్రం మనం అనలేము. అంటే లైఫ్ లేదని మనం అనలేము, అంటే ఎక్కడో ఉందన్నమాట ఆవిడ. దెన్ కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ ది యూనివర్స్. ఈ యూనివర్స్ ఇంత మహా విశ్వంలో అసలు ఈ కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్స్ అనేటువంటి ఎందుకు వస్తున్నాయి? When the natural property belongs to all, why then all the conflicts between persons and between leaders? Why the wars between different nations? ఓం పూర్ణమదః పూర్ణమిదం పూర్ణాత్ పూర్ణముదచ్యతే పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. ఓం పూర్ణమదః పూర్ణమిదం పూర్ణాత్ పూర్ణముదచ్యతే పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. This Shanti mantra or peace mantra is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Isha Upanishad. Taking full of full alone remains. Om Purnamada Purnamada. That ante the invisible Brahma is whole. This ante the invisible creation is the whole. ఆ కనబడేటువంటి బ్రహ్మము పూర్ణమే, ఈ కనబడేటువంటి ఈ జగత్తు పూర్ణమే. పూర్ణాత్ పూర్ణముదచ్యతే పూర్ణముదచ్యతే. ఫ్రమ్ దట్ హోల్ ది హోల్ ఎమర్జెస్. ఆ పరమాత్మ నుంచే ఈ జగత్ అంతా ఉద్భవిస్తుంది. పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ. ఈవెన్ వెన్ ది హోల్ manifested world is taken away from that whole, ఆ సృష్టిలోని కాత ప్రపంచాన్ని తీసేసిన పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. దట్ హోల్ అలోన్ రిమైన్. ఆ బ్రహ్మమే మిగులుతుంది. అంటే ఆ బ్రహ్మం ఎప్పుడైనా అలాగే ఉంటుంది. ఆ పరమాత్మ, ఆ బ్రహ్మము, ఆ పరమాత్మ సృష్టించినటువంటి యూనివర్స్ అన్ని అలాగే ఉంటాయి. ఈవెన్ దో ది యూనివర్స్ arises from the absolute remains unaffected, perfect and complete. Thus, our Upanishads consider the whole world as one entity, and our Sanatana Dharma stands on this principle only. అలాంటప్పుడు ఈ హ్యూమన్స్ ఎందుకని ఇలా బిహేవ్ చేస్తారు? దట్ ఈస్ ది సెట్. When the natural property belongs to all, why then all these conflicts between persons and between leaders? Leaders of the countries declare that they are doing all that for world peace and to ensure that others do not trespass their territories. ఈ ప్రపంచంలో లీడర్స్ అందరూ ఏమంటారంటే, దేశాధిపతులందరూ వాళ్ళు చేసే యుద్ధాలన్నీ కూడా, లేకపోతే వాళ్ళు చేసేటువంటి ఈ అరాచకాలు ఏమని ఉన్నాయో అవన్నీ కూడా మేమన్నీ వరల్డ్ పీస్ కోసమే చేస్తున్నాం, ప్రపంచ శాంతి కోసమే చేస్తున్నాం. ఒక దేశం ఇంకో దేశాన్ని అతిక్రమించకుండా ఉండటం కోసమే ఇవన్నీ చేస్తున్నామని వాళ్ళు అంటారు. ఇస్ ఇట్ కరెక్ట్? నో. అవర్ వేదాస్, ఉపనిషత్స్ అండ్ శాస్త్రాస్ ascribe to the theory that the creator of the universe is not an object of fear and terror, and always an object of love, and the creations are his beloved. There is but one and only one ordained of the universe, one source from where everything we see or conceive proceeds. Why people cultivate the hatred? అలాంటప్పుడు ఈ హేట్రెడ్, ఒకరంటే ఒకరు ద్వేషం ఎందుకు పెరుగుతుంది? బై బర్త్ నోబడి ఈస్ బ్యాడ్, యాజ్ గాడ్ క్రియేటెడ్ ఆల్ బీయింగ్స్ వితౌట్ ఎనీ ఇజమ్స్. ఆయనకేమీ లేదు, ఆయనకి అందరూ సమానమే. ఆ పరమాత్మకి అందరినీ సమానంగానే పుట్టించాడు. నోబడి ఈజ్ బ్యాడ్, బై బర్త్ నోబడి ఈజ్ బ్యాడ్. పుడుతూనే ఎవరు చెడ్డవాడు కాదు, విత్ ప్యూర్ హార్ట్స్ ఓన్లీ. ఈవెన్ ది పేరెంట్స్ డోంట్ వాంట్ దేర్ చిల్డ్రన్ టు బి బ్యాడ్, but the circumstances and the social atmosphere slowly change the person. ఆ అట్మాస్ఫియరు, తల్లిదండ్రులు కూడా పిల్లల్ని మంచివాళ్ళుగానే ఉందాం అనుకుంటారు. వాళ్ళు కూడా మన పిల్లలు మనకి ఎప్పుడు మంచివాళ్ళే ఉండాలనుకుంటారు. కానీ ఆ సర్కమ్స్టాన్సెస్, వాళ్ళు రోజు రోజుకి ఆ సోషల్ మూవ్మెంట్లో ఆ వాళ్ళల్లో చేంజెస్ వచ్చి కొందరు చెడ్డగా తయారవుతారు. Again, there is a story in Bhagavatam on this subject. Once Narada Maharshi saw in the forest of Prayaga there, some animals and birds half killed, being pierced by arrows. Narada Muni saw a hunter there who was like Yamadharma Raja. Seeing this sage, the hunter asked him, My dear sir, why have you come here while I am hunting? Have you strayed from the general path? Because you have come here, all the animals in my traps have fled. అవన్నీ పారిపోయి అన్నీ ఎగిరిపోయాయి, ఎందుకు వచ్చారు మీరు అసలు అని అడిగాడు. Narada replied, yes, I have come here to find my own path and to inquire from you. I have seen that there are many boars, deer, and rabbits lying half dead. Who has committed these sinful acts? ఏవి చూసినా సగం సగం చచ్చిపోయి ఉన్నాయి, హాఫ్ డెడ్. దే ఆర్ ఆల్ హూ హెస్ డన్ ఆల్ దిస్ నాన్సెన్స్? హి ఆస్క్డ్. Narada, the hunter replied, it was done by me, sir. Narada said, if you are hunting, why don't you kill them at once? But Sampadagunta, why don't you kill them at a time? You half kill them and they are suffering in their death pangs. You did not kill them completely. You half killed them. They are suffering. They are awaiting their death. This is a great sin. If you want to kill an animal, why don't you kill it completely? Why do you leave it half killed and allow it to die flopping around? The hunter replied, sir, I am simply following the teachings of my father, who taught me to half kill animals and leave them flopping about. When a half dead animal suffers, I take pleasure in it. Naku, I feel happy, I feel pleasure when I see the animals half dead and suffer like that. Narada Muni said, if you want some skin, come to my house. I have skins of many animals, including tigers and deer. I don't want you to kill animals half dead. If you want to kill them completely. The hunter asked, what is the difference between half killing and complete killing? Narada Muni replied, if you give too much pain to other living being, you commit a great sin. The offense is much greater when you half kill the animal. Sampada is going to completely kill it, no problem. But you half kill it, it suffers and it is a more sin than killing itself. There was a repentance in the heart of the hunter by the words of the great sage and said, sir, please save me from the reactions of my sinful activities. Please direct me to the proper path so that I can be free. Narada Maharshi replied, first break your bow. The hunter surprised. If I break my bow, what shall I do for my livelihood? Narada Muni said, I will decide for the living of you and your Brahmanas and devotees. Then you construct a thatched house on the river bank. You just do Nama Japa of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The hunter followed the advice of Narada Muni. The sage told the people in the villages that forest area that a great Muni was doing tapasya and asked them to offer him and his family the provisions, fruits and milk, etc. Thus the cruel hunter became a pious person and later Mahamuni. ఇదేదో సత్యయుగం త్రేతాయుగంలో జరిగిన కథ కాబట్టి Narada Maharshi could change a person who was doing a sin like this because it was Tretayuga or Satyuga. But is it possible today to advise anybody not to be cruel and not to do any half killing like this? Today we are seeing even a murderer doing the murder is piercing them in pieces and throwing them places or put in a bag. That person is getting more enjoyment in killing a person like that. After also they are with that person. Why this type of behavioral pattern will come in the people? These bad characters, ఇప్పుడు ఈ bad characters అనేటువంటివి at 3 levels we can discuss. One is personal level, second thing national level, third thing international level. How bad characters are developed, we can discuss. Personal level, people become bad or engage in harmful behavior due to a complex interplay of personal, psychological, and environmental factors, including childhood trauma, mental health issues, and a lack of empathy. Situational pressures such as social conformity, obedience to the authority, and the need for survival can also drive individuals to act against their own moral codes. అంటే వాళ్ళ moral codes ఉంటాయి కానీ against their moral codes they behave. Main reasons for the transformation of individuals include psychological and emotional factors, environmental and situational pressures, and cognitive and moral factors. What are psychological and emotional factors? Underlying issues like antisocial personality disorder, that is psychopathy and sociopathy, untreated trauma, intense anger, jealousy, or the need for power can drive harmful actions. Environmental and situational pressures. People often act badly due to social environments that reward selfishness, systematic pressures, or when they feel they are in a survival mode. Cognitive and moral factors. A lack of empathy or guilt coupled with rationalization of harmful behavior, that is moral disengagement, allows individuals to justify their actions. Ideology and belief system. Rigid adherence to extremist ideologies can lead people to believe that harming others is necessary or justified. అంటే ఏదైనా ఒక ఐడియాలజీ నమ్ముకుంటే ఆ ఐడియాలజీని ఫాలో అవటం కోసం ఇతరులని హామ్ చేసినా తప్పు లేదు అనుకోవటం, అదొక ఆ విధంగా వాళ్ళు బ్యాడ్ అవుతారు. సపోజ్ టేక్ నక్సలిజం. They feel that inequality is existing in the society, and to equate all the people, they feel by pressurizing the rich people to give away their property to all, or by punishing them. So in their mind, that is, so it is not their basic behavior. It is the ideology. The ideology which they believe, they make them like that. Accumulated bitterness. The gradual accumulation of personal failures, rejection, or being hurt by those they trust can cause people to become cynical and cruel. Essentially, bad behavior often arises as a misguided or desperate response to personal pain, insecurity, or a challenging environment rather than inherent trait. స్వభావం కాదది, కానీ ఈ circumstances make them like that. So this is the individual level. నేషనల్ లెవెల్. నేషనల్ లెవెల్ అంటే నార్మల్గా నేషనల్ లీడర్స్ అన్నమాట. నేషనల్ often see supremacy at national level. National security, utilization of national economic resources are their slogans. వాళ్ళు ఏమంటారంటే they give slogans of national security, utilization of national economic resources. These are the slogans they give. They project power to advance their specific national interests. Driven by ideologies like ultranationalism, nationalism, leaders may aim for regional or global hegemony to solidify their perceived cultural destiny, often through coercion or alliance building. National interest and security, economic and geopolitical power, ideology, and national destiny and control and stability are the key drives for seeking national level supremacy. National interest and security. Establishing control to ensure safety, stability, and dominant influence. Economic and geopolitical power. Using methods like trade, alliances, and conquest to dominate resources and markets. Ideology and national destiny. A belief in the inherent superiority or destiny of their nation, which can lead to attempt to dominate others. Control and stability. Dictatorial or authoritarian regimes often seek supremacy to suppress dissent and maintain internal, external control. ఈ విధంగా national leaders, they put pressure on the other people for their own interests. Then international leaders often exhibit harmful attitudes that contribute to rather than solve global crisis. The toxic behaviors often stem due to the disregard for the welfare of the other nations. అంటే ఇతర దేశాలు, they don't care for the others, for the other countries, the prosperity or welfare of the people of other nations. They don't want anything. They supremacy on all the other nations. One or other nation tries to accelerate the nuclear program, development of harmful missiles with the aim of invading other nations and suppressing democracy and try to thrust authoritarian regime and pressurizing people to follow some unethical religious practices. The leaders of other responsible nations may be left with no other alternative but to wage a war to dethrone such leaders. అంటే ఏదైనా any country, suppose they go ahead with the nuclear program or development of harmful missiles with the aim of invading other nations, and they suppress them, and the other nations feel about the other country like this. We don't know that country is doing for what purpose, what game they are developing all these things. Nuclear program, why they are maintain nuclear program, why they are developing their missiles and all that. But the other nations show or think that they are developing missiles and they are continuing with the nuclear program to invade other nations. They assume like that. And the country may, the leaders, country leaders, the national leaders of that country may follow some unethical religious practices, which for them, as per their religion, it may be correct. But the leaders of other nations think that those leaders are following those country prime minister or president, whoever maybe he is following some unethical religious practices. So they think to save that country, to save that nation, to save the people of that nation, some countries will take that responsibility of saving the people of that nation, and they wage a war. They feel there is no alternative but to wage a war to dethrone such leaders. But the conflict between 2 or 3 nations may create a global crisis. It may be a war between 2-3 countries or 2-3 nations. But what happens today in the given situation, it will be a global crisis of international level. Crisis will form. It will affect the travel. It will affect the normal life of all the other countries. Today, the technology has developed in leaps and leaps. But the technology developed in this century is misused by the power-monger leaders of major countries. The technical development, many countries are misusing it. The wars between nations became AI-driven, artificial intelligence, to accelerate the kill chain. Kill chain ni accelerate. Kill chain ante going on killing the people. That killing chain, that is called kill chain. That kill chain, to accelerate that kill chain, artificial intelligence is used by identifying targets, planning missile attacks, and identifying the enemy's plans of attacks. AI is integrated to focus on increasing the military operations. And AI is used nowadays to increase the military operations to reach their targets. Ekado Kantalona Yalakane, small rat in the hole somewhere. They can identify by using artificial intelligence, and with a missile from about 2,000 kilometers or 3,000 kilometers, they can kill that small rabbit, which was hiding in a small hole in the earth. That is how AI is used nowadays. Unfortunately, no international leader is there so much so to influence the warring groups to a peaceful settlement. AI can be utilized to arrive at amicable solutions in diplomatic negotiations with the analysis of past historical data and current geopolitical variables. International observers can get early warning systems by AI technology and avert fog of war. AI, artificial intelligence, can be used in a better way to find solution for finding the world peace, for stopping the wars, for bringing the warring leaders to the table and bring an amicable solution between the leaders. Then, what is the role of religions? Some leaders try to influence the people based on religion. They try for communal polarization, equating a specific religion with national identity, creating divisions between communities. When it can offer a sense of solidarity and ethical framing, it often challenges secularism and causes social tensions. With vote bank politics, political parties may secure support from specific communities, but it may create divisions between different religious groups. Leaders may take sides on one or other religion, but no religion preaches ahimsa. ఏ రిలీజియన్ కూడా అహింసని చెప్పలేదు. నేషనల్ లీడర్స్ ఆఫ్ వన్ కంట్రీ మే take the side of one religion, another country, another religion, like that. But whatever it may be, no religion preaches ahimsa. Suppose we'll take Hinduism. Hinduism often referred to as Sanatana Dharma, the eternal way of life, views Shanti, peace, and Paramata Sahanam. Mana Hinduism lo, it is there, Paramata Sahanam and Shanti Mandi. Tolerance of other faiths and perspectives as fundamental. Hinduism emphasizes compassion and non-harming towards all living beings. Rooted in the principles of ahimsa, Hinduism emphasizes on compassion and non-harming towards all living beings. Hindu prayers often conclude with a chant of purpose, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, invoking peace in the self, environmental, and universe. The foundational belief of Hinduism is Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. Truth is one, though the sages speak of it as many. This means all religions and all beliefs are seen as different paths leading to the same ultimate reality. Because Hinduism believes in the inherent dignity of all beings and the validity of different paths. It does not mandate conversion, supporting the coexistence of different paths and religions. Hinduism encourages mutual respect, asserting that no religion is inherently superior or inferior. Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma is a universal law, not a rigid, exclusive belief system. Then we take another religion, Islam. Islam is often described by its followers and scholars as a religion of peace. The word Islam is derived from the Arabic root Salam, S-A-L-M, Salam, which means peace, safety, and submission to the will of Allah. To the will of Allah. Peace in Islam goes beyond the absence of conflict. It reflects a state of tranquility, balance, and harmony that comes from trusting in Allah. Islamic prayers aim at universal peace and harmony. Then coming to Christianity. Christianity views future divine liberated by significant peace, but the presence of harmony, justice, and wholeness, a positive peace rooted in love. Then Buddhism. Buddhism is a time-tested scientific religion and philosophy. Humanism as the foundation without any racial and national barrier. Any religion preaches of all humans live peacefully without any grudge or hatred. Creation of divisions between people based on religion is the opportunity or national or international leaders to be in power only. Then world peace. World peace is an ideal state of social and economic harmony among all the people and nations. It can be viewed as absence of war and the presence of justice, equality, and sustainability. Beyond stopping wars between nations, world peace involves creating conditions where resources are shared fairly, suffering is minimized, and environmental harmony is maintained. But world peace today appears to be a myth, a mirage. However, it is equally true that despite diversity of race, religion, ideology, and so forth, people all over the world are near unanimous in their basic wish for peace and happiness. The world is in dire need of peace, which should produce harmony, universal brotherhood, love, compassion, forbearance, equanimity, and breed solace in interpersonal relationships. International humanitarianism, non-violence, and world peace are a foremost necessity today. The wars between nations because of irresponsible, authoritarian, and egoistic leaders of few countries create havoc in the normal life of the people. When the whole world is becoming a small village because of fast development of technology, the wars are creating a situation where people cannot meet their daily needs. There are 195 countries in the world, but hardly 10 to 12 countries, countable on fingers, are creating havoc today in the world. The supply of food grain, essential commodities, medicines, and oil is interrupted. Prices shoot up, resulting in inflation. The wars create significant psychological trauma and affect the children. The wars create devastating environmental effects. Natural resources are destroyed. Then, what is the solution for it? Though, let us talk of religions. We are seeing that religious differences are not affecting the people. Actually, religious difference, religion antaru gaani, religious differences are not affecting the people. Nations of same religion are fighting with each other. ఒకటే రిలిజియన్ ఉన్నా కూడా అదే రిలిజియన్ ఫాలో అయ్యేటువంటి కంట్రీస్ ఒకరితో ఒకళ్ళు ఫైట్ చేసుకుంటున్నారు. We see the wishes of some leaders to be authoritarian and dictatorial, using religion as their trump card. Religion అనేది ఒక ట్రంప్ కార్డ్ అంతే లీడర్స్. కీపింగ్ అసైడ్ ఆల్ రిలీజియస్ డిఫరెన్సెస్, ఈ రిలీజియస్ డిఫరెన్సెస్ అనే పక్కన పెట్టి స్పిరిచువల్ లీడర్స్ ఉన్నారు ప్రపంచం అంతా. స్పిరిచువల్ లీడర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మేజర్ రిలీజియన్స్ should join hands to avert the international crisis of wars. Jagadguru Shankaracharya of Sringeri, Sharda Peetham, Sri Sri Bharati Tirtha Maharaj, and other religious heads of Hinduism, present Pope of Vatican City Leo XIV, monks and nuns of Buddhism, imams and Maulvis of Islamic religion, and other religious leaders of Jainism and Zoroastrianism cannot be spectators of ongoing wars in the world. They cannot be spectators. They should take active role in averting the wars between nations, but must take lead together to thwart the unnecessary wars in the major interest of peace and welfare of the world at large. During the Second World War, a group of leaders stopped whatever they were doing at a specific time every night to pray for peace and safety for everyone. Second World War time lo ప్రతి దేశం ఏదో ఒక టైంలో ఒక సపోజ్ మన ఇండియా 4 to 5 they stop everything and pray only for peace of world peace. Another country, another time. Another country, another time, like that. They maintained during the Second World War. They did this every day. And because of their prayer, bombing stopped shortly afterwards. It happened during Second World War. Today, world communication system so much developed, we can easily maintain that system, we can follow that even today. Now, once again, it is understood that a group of, recently I have read in a paper that a group of people are organizing for 1 minute prayer by all people around the world for the end of the conflicts between nations. Specific times are allocated for each nation for the mass prayer. Then, how to practice universal love? You first start with yourself. Begin with self. Recognize and accept that you are the prime member of the society and the world at large. అంటే ఈ ప్రపంచాన్ని ప్రేమించడం అనేది ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అవ్వాలంటే నీ దగ్గరే స్టార్ట్ అవ్వాలి. నువ్వు ప్రపంచాన్ని ప్రేమించాలి, నువ్వు పక్క వాళ్ళని ప్రేమించాలి. ఆ ప్రేమ అనేటువంటిది ఇట్ షుడ్ బి అ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ బిహేవియర్. ప్రాక్టీస్ ఆనెస్టీ, openness, and look for the good in all situations. Focus on treating all beings with kindness and understanding. With your soft behavior and attitude, you can influence the world around you. As small drops become an ocean, your loving nature extends to the other world. Every being, if every being becomes like this, the whole world will become like that. Our Sanatana Dharma basically stands for universal love and world peace. And it is the ethical responsibility of every Hindu and every Indian at large to pray the God to give good senses to the world leaders and stop fights and wars for the welfare and peace of this great world. We have one general piece of mantra, Om Shanti mantra. Om Jahu Shanti Antarikshakha Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapas Prithvi Shanti Rapahas Shanti Shanti Roshadhas Shanti Vanaspadhas Shanti Visvedeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Redi Om Shanti Shanti Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Om Shantihi 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahanav Bhavantu Sahiryam Karavahai Tejasvinavadesvastu Matishavahai Om Shantihi 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 Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Murchorma Mrutangamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Om, may God protect us both together. Sahana Bhavatu. May God nourish us both together. Sahaviryam Karavavahi. May we work conjointly with great energy. Tejasvinahi Muslim. May our study be vigorous and effective. Mahavidvishabhai. May we not mutually dispute, but may we not hate any. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om. Let there be peace in me. Let there be peace in my environment. Let there be peace in the forces that act on me. Let there be peace in physical, mental, and spiritual realm. May there be well-being in all. May there be peace in all. May there be fulfillment in all. May there be auspicious in all. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. May we cultivate friendship with all. Let us view the other person's Atma as we see our Atma. మన ఆత్మ మనం ఏమంటే మనం మంచే మనలో మనం మంచి చూసుకుంటున్నప్పుడు అదే మంచి ఇతరులు కూడా చూడాలి. మనకు మంచి కావాలనుకున్నప్పుడు అదే మంచి అవతల వాళ్ళకు కూడా కలగాలని చేయాలి. Let us view the other person's Atma as our Atma. May we stop differences and war. Let us give. Be merciful. Let us give. Be merciful. Let there be peace. Let all the people in the world prosper and be peaceful and happy. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you all.
Dhanyavad Mahodaya.
Dhanyawad.
Thank you so much. You have given us so much of very interesting talk on a very important topic of what is going on today in the world, and gave us some guidelines. Now, let us ask the participants to ask any questions. We'll have a question answer session. Those who want to ask questions, just either raise hand or unmute and ask. Yeah, Commissioner Garu.
నమస్కారం అండి.
నమస్కారం అండి.
రఘుపతి గారు నమస్కారం. వినిపిస్తుందా?
చెప్పండి సార్.
నా పేరు కామేశ్వరరావు. నేను ఇప్పుడు కాలిఫోర్నియా నుంచి మాట్లాడుతున్నాను.
You may talk in English.
Yes. I'll continue in English. Sir, your brief talk has been very enlightening, eye-opening. Among others, you talked of 3 kinds of bad characters.
Yes, sir.
One is at personal level, the other one is at national level, and the third one at international level.
Yes, sir.
I'm not dwelling into politics, but how shall we classify the president of USA in this classification? And what is the remedy? What is the remedy to overcome the present turbulence and ensure universal peace?
Yes. First, I have characterized at 3 levels: personal level, national level, and international level.
Yes.
Specifically, I don't want to involve in the issue of present international war. But I already said, excuse me, only 1 minute. Sorry, sir, for an interruption. What I said, only the religious leaders at the highest level, like our Sringari Peethadipati, Pope Paul, and Islamic leaders, religious leaders, all these religious leaders, they should interfere. This is the time now.
Okay.
I think Pope Paul a little interfered, but his voice was suppressed already. So people in general should come out and pressurize the international leaders to stop the war. So at individual level, at this juncture may not be possible, but definitely religious leaders can come to a table and pressurize all these warring groups to calm down. That is the only thing I feel.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, Sri Krishna ji.
Sir, namaskar.
Namaskar, madam.
Sir, first of all, I want to thank you for giving such an insight about the issues related to world peace.
Yes.
Sir, you have rightly discussed, but I still wish to emphasize the real international, real problem internationally is one is the, as you rightly said, religion.
Yeah.
You have said the topmost leader of religions should sit together and resolve it.
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is I think maybe a $1 trillion question that they should sit it, because Pope cannot say that all religions are same. All religions, they are we can achieve salvation through all religions. Nobody will say. Similarly, Islam will never say, and similarly, Jews will never say that all religions are same. It's only Sanatana, Hindu or Indian culture,
Yes.
that we call it Sarvam Dharam Sambhav.
Yes.
That's why this Sanatan Dharma, Hindu religion, it is called as a Manav Dharam.
Yes.
And sir, this is the only way if we give space to any worshipper. You worship, you go to masjid, you worship your God, you go to church, you worship your God, you go to temple, you worship your God, you go to Gurdwara, you worship gurus. All will take to us the largest motive.
Yes.
But that's the real problem is, sir. That's the real problem is, this is the only thing. That's why the conversion is there. A lot of conversion is there from Hinduism to Christianity, Hinduism to Islam. If all are same, then this conversion will never be there. So until this aspect is taken beautifully, not only beautifully, until unless Sanatana becomes powerful enough, because it's a question of power. Power,
Yes.
Power. There are all three types of powers.
Yes.
We know it. Shakti, all types of Shakti, education, then Lakshmi, economics, then largest army and all things. Until we have that supremacy in the world, nobody will believe it. You know, just see, you have mentioned regarding the USA attacking Iran, because they feel they are powerful, they can do anything. Otherwise, the other nation has not thought of that. No, they thought we are powerful, we can do anything, we can pressurize anybody to come to our terms. So until unless we give a passage to thoughts of everybody, there cannot be any world peace, sir. That's what I feel. And thank you, sir. Thank you for your insight. Thank you.
Actually, in my subject, I have made it a general lecture. I have not specified any country or any conflict, though it covered all those items. Because we should not specify countries.
Yeah, that's
specify
fine, sir.
nations.
That's fine, sir. Thank you for that.
And I told you, taking the name of religion, some leaders, national leaders or international leaders, they are taking advantage of the religion to wage a war against each other like that. And the second thing, in fact, religion itself is not an issue, because if it is so, today they are all Muslim countries, they are all fighting with each other. Because of small, again, there is a difference, Shias and Sunnis like that, you know. Some are Shia, some are, basic things are there, that religious differences, even in the same religion. Suppose in our Hinduism, Saivites will fight with the Vaishnavites. That is there. So, and some national leaders, some national leaders are taking advantage of the religion, but their religion is only their trump card. I told you already. I used that word. Religion is only a trump card for the national leaders or international leaders. In their view, religion is not in their head. It is not in their heart. It is only just in their words to incite the people for their ends, to meet their ends and to meet their wishes. That's all.
That's all. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anybody else want to ask any questions? Or if no questions, let's go for Pradhana. Swapna ji is there? Anybody? I think she's not there now. Anybody who can do Pradhana? Okay. I'll do Pradhana. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति. Let's go for now national anthem Jana Gana Mana. Kamishra garu, can you?
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाके तव शुभाशिष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद.
ధన్యవాదములండి.
నమస్తే.
Kamishra garu, thank you so much. Now I'll stop the recording.